Good morning and welcome to Life, Love and the Pursuit of Real Estate. This morning I want to talk about, as an extension to the last 4 or 5 videos that John and I have done recently, and thank you very much to everyone who's been watching and for the likes and the increased subscriptions, etc. We feel very gratified that people are really taking to it. We find these particular topics really engaging. So again, from John and I, thank you. But I wanted to talk about some successful people that I know and some traits that I see in them. And I want to relate just a very quick story about my oldest son, Christian. And he's now started up a clothing company. The clothing company is called CMB Apparel. There's a plug. And on one of the discussions that him and I are having is, what does it take to get you out there in the marketplace, recognised? What does it take to increase your sales volume? What does it take to get a better manufacturing line? You know, what does it take for you to keep your head in the right space when you're building your business and you're going through those, peaks and troughs where, one day you're up because, things are looking good, and then the next day there's a couple of things that let you down. How do you pick yourself up from that? And one of the things that him and I have spoken about quite extensively is the ability to remain consistent. So what I did was I wrote out on the board behind me, which I'll go through now, what I think successful people generally include in themselves and what they have as a similar trait. Now, these might not be the same for everybody, but just as an observation, what have I seen? The first thing I've seen is successful people have a very good morning routine. They're generally, they do the same things every morning. And in my household, my youngest son is very routine orientated and extremely successful for a young man. And his routine is, of a night before he goes to bed, he sets up his breakfast dishes. Everything is set up. So when he comes down in the morning, he's not wasting any time. And he's probably the most time efficient individual in our household. Now, so he gets a lot done in a particular day. And he came up to me the other day and he said to me, "Gee, Dad, it'd be really good if we didn't have to sleep." And I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I get so much more done." So therefore, he always feels like he's missing out. And that's one thing that people that have routine, they tend to have this psyche where they feel like they're missing out, so they want to try and do a little bit more. So morning routine is good. The second thing is they have a very clear, defined vision on what they want and where they want to be in a particular time period. The third thing is that they have tasks with purpose. So some people call this urgency, right? And that's probably the best word for it. But they attack jobs with a sense of urgency that others generally don't. They get up early. They start early. And the key is that probably for a lot of people is they find that period of time between, say, 5 and 7 or 5 and 8 is a time they might meditate, exercise, eat, catch up on the news, read the papers, check the blogs, find out what's going on the planet. And by the time they start their day, they're physically, mentally and emotionally prepared to get moving. 5, stick to the plan. You can modify the plan as you go, but most of the successful people I know, they have a plan. It's either the plan for the day, week or the year. It's in the form of a business plan or a personal plan or a financial plan. 6, very important. This is really about disruptors. Control your distractions. So therefore, as I've drawn a couple of disruption charts over the last few videos, it's very important that when you're disrupted, that you get back on track very quickly. So most people that I know that are successful, and I mean really, really successful, and some affluent people that I've been working with lately, they are very, very, for the want of a better term, they're non-interruptible. You can't interrupt them. They're basically, and the way that they conduct themselves and their manner means that a lot of people won't be intrusive to them because they know that they're going to get flicked off. So these people stay on track very easily. The other thing is opinions matter. It's good to get some feedback and get feedback from people that you care about or where you value their opinion. You don't necessarily have to like all the feedback you get, but a lot of it should be analysed, but it's important to get feedback from people that you respect. 8, really simple, sleep well, eat well. 9, moral compass. these people have a very, very good moral compass. So they do the right thing. That's up to you, everyone individually, to look at and to analyse for themselves, but they have a very, very good moral compass. And the last thing is, number 10, is to include those that are dearest to you. I find a lot of people that are on a very, very good journey, they have their family or their very close network of friends know what they're doing, know where they're at, and their communication is at a very, very high level. So most relationships, I believe, need 3 things to function well. A level of intimacy. B, a good level of communication. And C, family. Now, family can be in the form of friends, if not blood-related family, but I believe if you've got those 3 components, then these other 10 here are a lot easier. Thanks for listening.